Child, what's poppin', girls? So y'all already know I'm here for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 14, episode 5. She by herself. Shade. So the episode continues with Sheree getting Drew together about Miss Anthony being messy. um And again, it's just crazy to me and everybody else at how you could be this upset about somebody saying what they heard from your messy ass assistant, about, Miss Ralphisha supposedly being caught up with Dennis ass down to the club. And it's just weird. It's crazy. It doesn't make sense. And yeah, you can't feel a way that you're confusing people because I'm very confused too. I'm just gonna be real, Drew. But whatever. You apologize for putting your hands in Sheree's face. Um, I mean, I guess I consider it an apology, because your apologies keep coming with if I made you feel, if I did, if I said. There's no ifs when it comes to an apology, boo. You just apologize. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts, there's no explanation given other than I apologize. I put my hands in your face. I apologize. I talk with my hands, and I shouldn't do that to everybody. You were obviously offended, and I apologize. That's what you do. All of this, if I said, or if I did, or if, whatever, child. So Sheree tells Candy that, hold on. So Sheree tells Candy that she wished she would have just came to her instead of going to Kenya and Marlo about it, I think. And I feel where Sheree is coming from, but I appreciate a lot of y'all for getting me together. Because Sheree, to be real with you, there were plenty of times where you have not given anybody else that type of time or that type of grace. You didn't go to nobody else when it came down to the shit you heard. You went down and told it to everybody else. That's why we gave you the moniker, the Bone Collector. So it is kind of weird and odd and strange how you now expect Candy to sit up here and give you the type of grace that you did not give to nobody else, especially towards the people that you did not see her for in the season. You wouldn't have came to Kenya seasons prior if it came down to some bullshit you heard about her. No, you would have went to Candy. You would have went to MasterCard. You would have went to Portia. You would have went to Phaedra. You know what I'm saying? You would have went to Nene. You and Nene would have been gagging about it. You know what I'm saying? You'd have went to Cynthia about it. Like, so it is kind of weird nod that now you expect some type of grace that you did not afford or grant other people in your past Real Housewives of their life. So with that having been said, bitch, sit down, friend, because you've been messy your damn self. And so now you see what it feel like. It don't feel good, do it. Oh well. Moving on. Um But Candy went on ahead and offered her up an apology, and that was fine for Candy to do that. So Kenya gets a text from Miss Marquina Daily Everlasting saying that she needs him to come and pick up Brooklyn because he got to go to work. And then Kenya made that into a thing. Listen, Kenya, she's a butch queen, and she's just giving what butch queen gives, like me. I know y'all see my blouse showing the undershowing or whatever, but it's all right, girl. Anyway, um, anyway, she just giving what the typical butch queen gives. That's the true definition of a butch queen. You know what I'm saying? The person that could give both thug but still get they, or they could be a man but still get a hey girl type of mentality. Okay, that's butch queen like behavior. That's what you got. You got a butch queen, sir. Like you should be used to it. Quiet as kept. I don't know why you want your daughter around there no way because you do not want your daughter to be or you do not want Brooklyn to meet a man. First of all, you should never want Brooklyn to meet a butch queen anyway, unless she one of the good Judys. Okay, if it's one of a good Judy, that's fine. But you sitting up here because Candy came out there and said that, sometimes as a mom, get off. Candy told you that sometimes as a mom, you have to like do things from a distance when it comes to certain things or whatever the case may be. And Candy is absolutely 1010% right. And I hear what you're saying, Kenya, and I get where you're coming from with the whole thing of what she should have her a father's influence and da 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 da. You don't want Brooke none of that Butch Queen's influence rubbing off on your daughter. You don't want that. Mark hasn't given that. He hasn't. And I think instead of you sitting up here still trying to salvage something that he obviously don't want, just let it be what it is. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. Like I don't see this getting no better, Kenya. You keep trying to play ball with this bitch ass nigga, and I'm not understanding why. You've been doing that this whole damn time, and you still ain't got shit for it. Now you sitting up here sacrificing your daughter for this nigga, and that's the thing that's really pissing me off. You know damn well you would not want your daughter to meet a Mark. You know that. You projected all of that foolishness down on Ralph for a reason. Talking about something that she need to know her daddy. Anyway, because I'm gonna let you have it. I get it. This is your first child, and you really wanted her to have, the two-parent household, the mama and the daddy, and all of that. I get it, but anyway, so MasterCard telling Candy that she's getting way out of hand with the whole sex thing. Now, at first, I was gonna say that MasterCard is just doing way too much. Is she reaching for a storyline from anywhere that she can? You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, MasterCard, one of them hoes that because so let's say somebody wronged somebody recently, a part of a friend group, and that person gets an apology. Marlo, one of them ones that will come around and try to finagle something or think of something or put something in place to try to act as if she had a grievance or act as if somebody did something to her because now that person got an apology because that person got something. Now she got to have it. You know what I mean? But when it came down to the G Raws and the vibrators and the bus thing, and we'll get to it in a minute, Candy, because that's the only thing that saved Marlo from not getting red. I'm gonna put a pin on it. So Candy finds out that her sale plays went up. Great. So Senya and Kenya hang out Ryan and why? So Kenya feels like she may have went too far when it came to Ralph. I understood where Kenya was coming from, but at the same time, I feel like people need to hear the truth from an outside person looking in. I felt like Candy was the Candy. Kenya would probably never mind. Never mind. Kenya was probably the best person to lay it out straight. And sometimes that's what a person need. A person need that swift kicking the ass from the outside person looking in. Because the people around you, they're gonna water it down or excuse your behavior or whatever. Much like Drew been doing. So I get why Kenya apologized, and I'm not mad at Kenya for apologizing. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like Kenya was wrong either. Okay, because he got Miss Rafisha for a reason. Hello, somebody. Anyway, so Saya gives her the issue with Drew and the situation between Sheree and the dropper with Drew. And Saya, listen to me. Because at first I was like, because Scotty was on this rampage about how, yeah, I said rampage, bitch. All right, Scotty was on this rampage about how you was looking for something to be mad with Drew about. And my whole thing was you doing a little bit too much for my personal liking? Kind of, sort of at that time. But I still understood where you was coming from with Drew because Drew ain't keeping it real. But when it came down to this episode, saying I'm not understanding your plight. And we'll get to that when we get there. So Sheree tells Candy that she might not get to meet Tyrone because he didn't want a chance to come out there because he can't go outside, 100 meters or yards or miles or whatever. I don't know, girl. I ain't never been. Look, I ain't never been with no ex-con bitch. All right, so I don't know the ins and outs and the do's and don'ts of all that, child. I like my means to be in a free world. I ain't never had to go through that, but some of y'all know what that's like. Y'all know what I meant. Y'all know what I mean. And blah blah blah. I get it. I do. And he a black man. He don't want to chance it because it was pushing it. 97 miles outside. I get it. I get it. I guess. Because Tyrone is anyway. Um mm, 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 mm. So Mastercard goes down this diatribe of how there could have been something between her and Jazzy Faye. Girl, if you don't sit down, listen. Look, I don't think Jazzy Faye wants you, Mastercard. I think you cool from a distance. I don't think he wants you, child. He wants to keep all of his assets safe. You understand me? Because you cannot be trusted with men and their money. Hello, somebody. So I feel like you kind of read more into it, love. I really do. Child, quiet as his cat. The people already run around there saying, never mind. That ain't, we're gonna let that alone. But moving on. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, bitch, but you didn't. You could go after scheming, scamming ass Nigerians and shit, but you can't go after a man that actually makes his money the right way. Talk about something, he had a wife or a girl at the time, and you don't do this and that. Girl, yes. Child, people want to get on TV and act like they pussy so clean and so modest and it's just so matronly. You know what I'm saying? Like they pussy so politically correct. You know what I'm saying? Girl, bitch, a whole madam. 5, 6, 7, 8 mug shots. And she want to fucking for purses and clothes and bags and townhouses and Maseratis and shit. That I ain't mad for. I mean, if y'all gonna fuck, you gotta fuck something. But what production? Me and production was talking. Anyway, getting back to this. Uh uh so now it's time to go to the which I didn't understand. Y'all was on your way to go to the Broadway play, right? So Candy, why did you think that that was the appropriate time to have all of the ladies wear their vibrator panties, even the ones that's not there with their men, either because they're divorced, they don't have one, or they not there. And you want all of the women to wear the vibrating panties and the men to be able to control them. And it's okay if you left your thing upstairs or whatever the case may be, because somebody else's remote or whatever can ping to yours. So I could be sitting back there, minding my own business, chilling. And you know what I'm saying? Aaron decides to press the button, and instead of going to his wife, it come down to me. Now, see, I mean, now that I sat here and said it out loud, Candy, I get it. Candy, bitch, you nasty girl. Candy is Candy can't. You know what? I'm starting to think Candy really was trying to set off a whole damn freaknik on that damn bus. That's really that's really what I think. Because it's just so weird that Todd can be pressing something that could be meant to pleasure Candy, but Sheree get it. Like it's just so, and you know this. Like even on down to the point where you got Sanga standing up, putting her hand all down to her pants, making sure that it's adjusted right. Like she got jock itch or something. Like she around there scratching her poo poo. Like it was just it. Candy, that's why I said I won't finna give Marlo or Kenya much about giving you much about that, because it is kind of, I mean, if I was there, and I had my panties on, I wouldn't have nothing to say. But especially since somebody else can ping my pants, girl. But whatever. Anyway, we're gonna move on. So Kenya, MasterCard, and Sheree, they talk about dropping with Drew and what a sham it is. Child, they got so damn messy that MasterCard even went down there to try to join it. Girl, the page couldn't have been found. Page can't be found nowhere around town, girl. Ain't that something? Anyway, the guys come down, the people come down one by one, or whatever the case may be, and Kenya apologizes to Ralph. I'm not mad at Kenya for apologizing. I get why she apologized, and I'm not mad at Ralph. I'm glad that he accepted the apology. He took it for what it was, and he let it be that. And that's the manly way to handle shit. Because y'all know if this was Peter Thomas, you know y'all know how Miss Pete do, girl. So I'm glad that you are a man when it comes to certain situations, and you just let it be what it is, and you let it rest there, Ralph. I ain't mad at it. So after the men leave, Sanya starts going in on Drew, talking about how, you know, she don't feel like she's being a genuine friend to her because a lot of the things that Drew is doing, she don't rock with. And she feels like that is the opportune time to say that because Kenya left the floor open for anybody else that want to have something to say. Drew's whole thing is, bitch, you was just upstairs with me. Like you was just getting your makeup touched up by the makeup artist that I bought. Like we was up there talking kiki and lollygagging, and you ain't said none of this then. So why do you want to make it a thing now? And I get what you was trying to say, Sonya, but at the end of the day, I'm just gonna be real. Drew did not do anything to you for you to have made that into what it was. And then you kept trying to act like Drew was being immature or something because she didn't understand your stance or where you was coming from. But be clear, saying, yeah, I don't understand it either. And I was on your side last week or the week before last. I was on your side. But it was like the way that you came off about it. It was like, damn, bitch, did I do it to you? You know what I mean? Like, if me and you supposed to be real good friends like this, and you just meeting these people, like that, because that's what it feels like. If y'all supposed to have been, if any of this is real, if y'all was supposed to have been good friends, a good Kikis, a good Judy since when? 2016, 14, 15, 17, however long it was. And then now you backpedaling, and now you trying to call me out for these bitches, and you don't know them, but you know me. Like, I just felt like in this instance, I was side with Drew because it just, I don't know, like it kind of gave that OG shit for basketball wise, but I'm just gonna let that rest with that set. I'm just gonna let that rest with that set. Moving on. So Drew explains dropping with Drew because MasterCard told her about joining the site, but it couldn't be found. Then Drew starts going down this diatribe of taking her phone out and showing the different things that dropping with Drew does. Then she tried to explain why she had it done and all the rest of this. And Drew, listen. If you gooping the girls about their coins and they dumb enough to let you do it, say that. Because at the end of the day, Drew, I'm sorry. You scheming and you scamming. You scheming, you scamming, you false advertising. I'm sorry, Drew. Drew, I'm sorry. You are. Girl, listen, y'all a damn fool for sitting there allowing her to goop y'all out y'all coin. Because that, like, you went down this whole diatribe, but you yet to, well, you did answer it. You said that the site is down. How convenient. How convenient that when the day one of your cast members goes to see if your shit legit, now is down. It's been working all this time. Now when it comes down to the get down to prove your shit, now the site is down. Oh, all right. I guess I'll believe it. Because y'all know things happen. You know, machines ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it is possible that that, you know, the site was down that day. So Sheree on her way to go to Philly to see Tyrone, but when she get there, Tyrone nowhere to be found, girl. So much so to the point where his phone just started getting the busy signal. And then one of the producers come up and basically tells her that the lawyer says that he can't come because if he does, it'll be a parole violation. And Sheree's whole thing is, well, if he knew that, he talked to me this morning. Why didn't he just tell me this? So then she calls Kenya and she started crying on the phone. And I ain't seen Nate here. But she starts crying while she was on the phone with Kenya. And Kenya was trying to be a good girlfriend to her and say, listen, you gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. Keep your head up. Giving the normal girlfriend advice that girlfriends give with your homegirl hurt. Um I feel bad for Sheree, to be honest with y'all. I feel bad for Sheree because for some reason, I really do feel like Sheree really did like Tyrone. And I felt like Sheree really did put all of her eggs in one basket for Tyrone. But Sheree, if you could find a nigga on the inside, then there's no reason why you can't find a nigga on the outside. You understand? And I think instead of going after what you normally go after, because it's obviously not working, quiet as kept, Sheree, let your person find you. Who's to say that you're even destined to be married again? No shade. A lot of people feel like I'm destined to be married. I'm destined to have kids. I'm destined to be rich and fabulous and live in a big house. And I'm destined to do this. And you get around my age and you still living in your 1-bedroom studio apartment, still sitting around here living and stuck in what you thought that you should have. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you've already been married and marriage is just like been there, done that, fucked around. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know, Sheree. I don't know. I feel bad for you though. I really do. Like I feel bad for you, Tyrone. You fucked up. You was sitting there on the phone with that woman, and you just could have been honest with her right then and there. You had to, or unless this is all fake and a fraud and a part-time broad. But then again, it's not because he went on Tasha K and did a whole interview on Sheree. So Lord, I hate to see it. But y'all, that's it. That's all I got. I ain't got no more to give y'all. Do not ask me about roast and review, you guys. I don't know. It all depends on if I decide to do it or not. Because it's a lot going on personally, work and everything, and then trying to squeeze in all this stuff. It's a lot. So we'll see. If you see it, fine. If you don't ask me. With that, y'all, I'm gone. Bye.